Hey there, Prairie Plant Girl here. We're out here at the compost again. So it's been almost 2 weeks since I did a video where I took the whole thing apart and rebuilt the pile. And it sat in the active range, which is between about 40 and 55 Celsius for about a week. And then I took it all out and stirred it up again and gave it a good mix again. Took the middle to the outside and the outside to the middle, and then it had heated up to the hot range, which is 55 to about around 70. Those are in Celsius. And it's sat like that for about 6 days now, and it's been in the hot range pretty much since the day after I did that last turn, and it just went down today back into active. And normally when it gets the hot range, you would start turning it every 2 days, but we have had just like insane winds here, like wind warnings. It's been crazy. So I just haven't been in the mood to muck with my compost, but I definitely need to get it turned since it's cooled down. I did come in and I just have an old ski pole, and I'll just push it through the pile and give it a good turn to aerate it. And I did do that yesterday, the day before, just to try and get some good oxygen down in there, but it needs to be taken apart and turned again, inside to the outside, outside to the inside. And that should get it heated back up again and keep the hot compost going. So that's my plan for today. I thought I'd bring you along, and we'll just do this real quick. It's like I said, it's still pretty windy, but not quite as bad as it's been. So probably just do this real quick, show you a little bit of what I'm doing, and show you the after. But you'll get a look at what it looks like. So I had just pulled the thermometer out there for you to have a look at, and now it's back in, and you can see the needle moving on it. It's slowed down a little bit now as it's hitting the active state, but it definitely is still active. I think it was right around 45 Celsius when I popped it out of there, and I need to get this turned and get it back up into that hot range, because that's where I want to try and keep it. So that's the goal today, is to get that happening again. While I'm getting this pile made, I'm collecting up my kitchen scraps and grass clippings over in a bin over here, and then they'll be ready for when I make the next bin. You could also freeze those things if you have freezer space, and maybe your climate's a little hot. It's not too hot these days here, so I can get away with just kind of stockpiling it outside. And we don't have like a lot of bears, raccoons, rats, things like that. So by we don't have a lot, I mean we don't really have any here where I am, so not an issue. Here's my ski pole. Sometimes they have a plastic thing on the end. I'm not a skier, but I just buy these at the secondhand store and rip that plastic thing off. They work great for turning the pile. And right now this is heated up. It says it's at 43 Celsius. It'd probably keep going a little bit more if I left it in there, but stick it over in the leaves for a minute. I'm just going to take the top and the front off, get them out of my way, and then I will start pulling the middle out, and then I'll be able to rebuild again after that. If you enjoy hearing about compost and how to hot compost, then give this video a thumbs up. Subscribe if you're not subscribed yet. So I don't know how well it'll show up for you here in the shadows, but here's the layer that I just pulled off the top. And hopefully you can see the difference in, like, this isn't really decomposing or doing much here, right? It's just kind of an insulating layer. And then I don't know how well you can see, but it is changing. The color is different, and things are just a little rougher looking as they start to break down. And there's heat in there too. So now I'm going to take this more central layer, and you might see steam come off of it as I lift it, and I'm going to put it in my wagon. And this will become the outside. You see how it's a little bit ashy white. Hopefully you can see that there. It's because it's been heating up in there, getting real hot. Okay, so hopefully you can see that I've kind of dug out kind of a hole in the center there. So that goes down basically to the bottom. The pile, you see some of it starting to fall in. That's okay, because I want to move all that in. So what's on the sides, the back there, and what I pulled out of the front here is going to be piled up in a kind of a mound in the middle, and then I'll kind of pack around the sides with all of this that I took out of the middle, plus there's a pile down there. So now I'm going to just pull all of that that was on the outside and the top and kind of make a pile in the middle. So I've got it kind of pulled away from the back here. That's the back of the pile. So I'm going to get some of the center stuff and put it back there. So this is the stuff that's a little hotter, because it was in the middle of the pile. Now the way I flipped it, some of this here was kind of towards the middle. So I'm just going to back it back up. It's kind of like I just flipped over the back pile there. And then I'll pull in the side, fill in there with stuff from the middle. This gets lots of oxygen in the pile and gets the hot stuff to the outside, which kind of helps get the inside heating up too and holding some heat for a few days. You see the dog out there sniffing. He loves compost day. All the good smells. So I've got that side pulled up, and I'm just going to fill in with stuff I took out of the middle. Okay, and again, so I pulled this would have been more at the bottom of the side, so just slide it over. Gives it a good stir, because you're trying to get the inside to the outside and the top to the bottom to the top, you know. So it all works out in the end. So now I'm just peeling away from the other side so I can fill in there. So I have most of the pile turned now and put back up. I'm going to put the front on the bin, and then I still have a little bit of what I took out of the middle that I'll put on top, and then this job will be done for a few more days. Hopefully it'll heat up right back up again for me. Just going to even this out in here. So I'm just going to kind of spread this around a little bit. Some people make a real volcano shape, try and let the water drain off, build the heat up more. But this is a nice big pile, so I don't need to worry about trying to get it taller. And we don't have that much rain here, so I don't need to worry about letting the water drain off so it doesn't get too wet. So now I'm just going to pop the rest in here. Okay, so the pile turned, flipped over once again so we can start heating up and continue that hot compost process. And this is a job I always dread. It's not something I enjoy. I enjoy getting the compost out of it. I don't enjoy the constant turning, and I don't know why. I guess I'm lazy. But it only took me about 20 minutes, and that's with moving the camera around and talking to you as well. So probably really doesn't take that long. And this is a big pile. It's about 3 feet wide, so about 1 meter wide, and I think it's like 4.5, 5 feet long or deep that way. So about a meter and a half, and again, close to about 1 meter or 3 feet tall. So this is a big pile. So if you had something smaller, it doesn't even take that long to turn it. So if you're interested in hot compost, I have lots of videos about compost, hot and otherwise. And it really isn't that hard to do. It just does take some effort. So this should heat back up. I should be out here probably turning it again in 2 days. I won't bring you along for all of the turns, but if you keep up to it and you can keep it hot and going, then usually you can have compost in like 30 to 45 days. So it's a good thing. It's not perfect compost. It's not like what you're going to buy bagged in the store. And I have videos about what to expect from homemade compost. But check out my compost playlist if you're interested in more. But that's me building compost, and you can do it here in Saskatchewan, Canada. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye.